This Money Watch segment is brought to you by Prudential.
Spring is finally here, and so is house hunting season. According to a recent Realtor.com study, this will be one of the most competitive seasons to find a home in years. Kristin Ehrgott is a New York and New Jersey licensed real estate broker. She joins me now to explain the state of the market right now. Kristin, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
So as a buyer and as a seller, what kind of market can you expect to face?
This spring market is going to be one of the most aggressive markets in years because we started spring late this season and it's now almost midway into May. So if your home isn't on the market yet, you still have time, but you want to start soon because there's a lot of demand out there.
And it goes, what, till late June?
Late June.
And so if you're a buyer, do you have the upper hand or the lower hand right now?
Well, the interesting thing is there's a lot of buyers out there, and despite interest rates coming up a bit, the sheer size of the buyer market right now, due to millennial generation getting into that buying age where they're starting to purchase homes, the size of that buyer's market is huge.
So if you're talking about the millennial age or a younger age, you're talking about a lower price point then. Is that where the demand is?
Low to mid.
Low to mid,
Low
okay.
to mid, yeah, exactly. The higher end luxury market, we saw the inventory actually tick up a bit compared to the past couple of seasons. On the mid to lower price points, we're seeing inventory actually decrease, and that's what's creating also this demand.
So much competition, right?
Yes.
So what are some tips then you have for buyers, especially when it comes to a hot property? There's a lot of interest and it might go into a bidding war. How can you set yourself up to be successful?
You have to work with a professional. There's no question about it. Showing up to an open house where there's 25 people in this home and there's going to be multiple offers, you have to come prepared with someone who knows that market well, who's an experienced negotiator.
Is there a benefit to waiting later, to trying to get those properties that maybe the buyers are a little bit more desperate by the end, or does that mean there'll be nothing left?
Probably not. You don't want the leftovers, right? You want a home that is going to be one of the most desirable on the market and is going to be that desirable home when you try to sell in a couple of years. So you want to just be prepared. Work with a professional who you trust. Make sure the person you interview you're asking them, how experienced are you in negotiations? How many bidding wars have you won? And how can you help me? How can you position me? And how well do you know the local market?
Now, are there certain areas of the country or certain cities that you're seeing a tighter market than others?
The major metropolitan areas are going to be the tightest markets. When you go out to other areas of the country, it's going to be a little less competitive. But when you're talking about New York, Miami, Los Angeles,
and that includes the suburb areas around those cities?
Right around those cities,
okay.
Right.
Close by, right? No more than an hour and a half commute away.
That's right. That's right. That's where we always see the highest demand, and that the rest of the country follows suit. We're going to see it happen there first.
So is that one of the factors that can drive up the price of a home? You know, how close you are to a major metropolitan area? What are some of the other things that will increase a home's value?
I'm finding now that a lot of people want turnkey. There's not going to be as high demand for something that needs a lot of work, especially now with that millennial generation going into the buying season. They don't have a lot of disposable income to go and invest additional cash into upgrading homes.
So they're not looking for the diamond in the rough that they can get at a deal and then, you know, go to Home Depot and fix up themselves.
Well, I think they think they are,
right.
But the reality is they don't have that additional cash in the bank to go and fix up a home.
Right.
They have to mortgage it. So the millennial generation is actually going to make up 43% of the mortgages this year.
Right.
That's a lot of
That is
buyers.
a lot. And we know that interest rates are likely going to rise. They certainly aren't going to come down. Is that affecting the urgency at all?
It doesn't seem to be affecting the affordability or the urgency. I think that right now the people who are looking to buy see the total investment. They see the ability to afford a home in today's market, and that interest rate or the taxes aren't really affecting them as as much.
Right. Now, any advice for sellers? Let's say you want to sell your house this season.
Yeah. Get your home on the market as soon as possible and speak with a professional in that market that knows how to best position your home. Some sellers may think that with the high demand that they can go out alone, right? They can just put a for sale sign on their lawn and they're going to have the flood of buyers come in. The problem with that is they don't know how to position the home strategically, how to price it strategically, how to market it in a way to attract the right buyers, the qualified buyers. So it's really important, again, that you have a professional that you trust in order to help you through that process.
Kristin Ehrgott, thank you so much. And good luck to all those house hunters out there.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Prudential asked these couples, how much money do you think you'll need in retirement? Then we found out how many years that money would last them.
How long do you think we'll keep?
Oh, you're gonna leave me back here at year 9? How did this happen?
It turned out a lot of people fell short of even the average length of retirement.
We have to think about not when we expect to live to, but when we could live to.
Let's plan for income that lasts all our years of retirement.
Prudential, bring your challenges.